Have you ever wondered what someone in the event planning industry does on a daily basis, or what activities they have to plan? Well, if so, you're in luck. I interviewed Miss Tanya Shiel, who's the program administrator at the World Bank, and she coordinates events for a group of 100 and is responsible for planning events, retreats, team building, and fun events for her department. The first question I asked Ms. Shield right off the bat was, "What is your job?" And she said, "I plan all the events for different levels of staff at the department where I work, and our main goal is to end poverty." The next question I was eager to ask, "What do you like about the field that you're in?" "I love that my job is creative, solution oriented, and brings people together. I also love organizing an event and helping for the design." Third question I asked Michelle was, "How did you get this job?" She gave a brief synopsis of how she went about it, but basically she started out organizing small events, and then it grew to events for government ministries overseas. And as she developed more skills, she got better at it and got promoted. Next question was a very common yet necessary question. What does a day in your job consist of? When I'm organizing an event, we hold several meetings to understand the client's needs, and this usually takes 3 to 6 months prior to the event. Next, I asked Michelle, "What personality traits do you think an event planner must have?" She said she got this question a lot. "You need to be a quick thinker, a people's person, and be super flexible." I then asked her, "What experience do you have with knowing how to plan and negotiate with vendors?" The best advice is to get several quotes or proposals from vendors so you can compare and contrast and also get good contacts. Next question she loved because she said it's a very interesting question. How do you deal with difficult clients? She responded with, "From the onset, you really need to communicate and listen to your client. It is important to develop check ins and share the common goals. Sometimes they don't want to be bothered, but you have to check in so there's no surprises later on. Always be patient, clear, and have balance, but being assertive but not bossy." I then asked her about her successes. "Tell me about the most successful event you've planned." She said, "I've had several, but when we traveled to Africa, Turkey, and other places, those were very successful. But my most was when we had a Zoom retreat online with 100 staff, and I was responsible for highlighting the strategy goals, behavioral changes, and all the team building exercise in 2 days while keeping all engaged. It was very difficult." I wanted to know how long one of these events would take. She responded with, "They vary from event to event, anywhere from 3 to 6 months usually, but the Zoom retreat took 6 months. I defined, meet, and present top three facilitators that were experts in strategy, thinking, and behavior. And also bringing people together during COVID-19 was very difficult." My 10th and final question was, "How did COVID-19 affect your job?" The in person rapport really changed, and you really think outside of the box in this new virtual world. Miss Shiel was also kind enough to send me photos of some of her successful events she planned in Africa, Turkey, and other countries. Picture shows her team doing team building exercises. Overall, I learned a lot from this experience and had a lot of fun learning about the event industry and from Miss Shiel.